Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Uber Eats update, verifying orders. So Uber has been rolling out a bunch of updates as of late, and some are in response to deactivation, some of them are in regards to the accept screen itself, and even the process of completing orders has been updated a couple of times, which is not unheard of, and I liked a lot of them, but this one got me effed up, man. So with that said, we are talking about the new Uber Eats update on completing orders, what they tell you versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go for a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. So before this update, you were expected to pick up an order on Uber Eats, and you needed to just confirm that you received the order using the top button. And then the bottom slider would start the GPS onto your drop off. This was a very simple and actually a great change because it separated it from the one function that it was initially just the slide and start to not only confirm the order, but the fact that you're getting going. And then the restaurants that were choosing to play games with your order are not going to have as much control over you. Honestly, it pissed me off that they were always trying to have us confirm the order before handing us the order and then chase us out to our cars like,
we forgot something.
honey, I'm on a timer. I gotta go. I don't have time for you to try to play stupid games with me. Honestly, those people really pissed me off. The new update. Now, instead of confirming that you have the order, you are expected to verify the order, and which when you hit verify the order, it will bring you to a screen that has you examine all of the items that are contained within the order and confirm that they're all there. And if you have an issue, you hit the issue button. Then if you have no issue, you verify the order. It'll ask you if you missed anything, as if it's your responsibility to examine the contents of a sealed bag, that the customer will get mad if it wasn't sealed. And then you are back to the initial screen for the pickup itself. Benefits of the update. To be honest, there are some benefits to having this in place. For one, you can see if there are any drinks on the order without having to go into the list, come out, and then confirm. It will literally now just pop up right in front of you as a list. You can also see if the item count contributes to the number of bags or boxes you will receive, or if the 52 items that are in the order are 50 sauces and 2 burritos. The list goes on, but you get my point. The thing that we are most responsible for is determining to the best of our capacity that we have all the required bags, and if they forgot a single item that was supposed to be in the bag that they sealed that we cannot go through, that's their own damn fault. The major problem with this update, like I said, we could tell if we need a bunch of bags or just the one, or if we need drinks that are supposed to be in a separate carrier, what have you, and we could tell that as we're picking it up. However, we're not supposed to check the contents of the bag if they're sealed. I doubt that the large majority of drivers have food handlers licenses, if at all, and we could be fined for that. And we certainly aren't being paid enough to where the responsibility should fall on us. Like, seriously, how about boosting the base pay before making that kind of call, huh? Dumbass. Not to mention, with how poor the view of a gig worker is, people don't want us to mess with their food regardless. I remember making a video talking about filling up drinks, and I don't really mind helping out in times of crises where the lines are out the door and there's barely any walking room in the restaurant. So they genuinely need my help in that way. But I do mind if people are forcing us to do it when it's not our job to do it. And I really mind if customers have a problem with it, which people have said that they do have a problem with it.
Ew, I don't want my smelly Doordash driver to be picking up my Dr. Pepper. In fact, can you put some gloves on before actually taking the drink? I mean, ew, gross. Like, why do you even exist?
Not to mention, drivers have earned a reputation for food theft, even though a lot of the times it's based off them trying to get some kind of refund. But now Uber is making us more prone to that and more prone to themselves actually giving out refunds. That makes no sense. Protect yourself. This is giving me vibes of potential deactivations and certain reports coming on the horizon. And with the updates of unfair deactivations being updated, I wouldn't be surprised if that was just a front to prepare people to get deactivated in the future because they know it's coming, and then wrongfully deactivate a bunch of people and say,
now we found a violation that took place, so therefore you're getting deactivated.
or maybe they will be slightly more transparent and say,
We received a lot of reports of people claiming that they didn't get the entirety of their order, and we suspect fraud from you, so therefore you're being deactivated.
which they probably wouldn't have any merit of that, but they would have a paper trail. That being said, there are steps you could take to protect yourself. Diversifying your gig portfolio. That means getting on more platforms, going into more verticals of the types of gig work you're doing, and even setting up your own gigs, especially if you have a higher value skill that you can charge more for. Develop an exit strategy. The gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. It's never the goal. You should develop a pipeline to where money comes to you. Maybe that's a type of business. Maybe there's some investment strategies you can work with, etc. Develop a 6-month emergency fund. The real recommendation is supposed to be 3 to 6, but you're on a variable income with a very unstable income strategy at the moment because you can be deactivated in a moment's notice. With that variable income, I usually recommend more of an emergency fund. That's just personal opinion. You take that for what it is. But overall, make sure you're protecting yourself in the event that something is going to come up in the future, whatever that looks like. Did I miss anything? Is there something else about this update about verifying the order on UberEats that I have yet to cover in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's make sure that anybody and everybody knows anything and everything that they need to know about this so we can make the most amount of money in the least amount of time in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it as always. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.